Hi, welcome to RTL online training.com. In our previous sessions, we have discussed about the different options in HDL. We also loaded a couple of objects, job family and job. In this session, again, we are going to work with the object called job. But this time, we are going to discuss how we can go for configure the descriptive flex fields options in our descriptive flex field options in our HDL, HCM data loader. Okay, so let's come to our applications. Before we go for an application, I request everyone please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest updates on our YouTube. We'll be keep on updating the new features and the new versions, whatever we are going to get it here. Okay, so let's enter into our application. First, what we are going to do is we are going to create an descriptive flex field with a global segments. Hope you all guys are clear with all descriptive flex field and value sets features. Okay, so now I'm just directly going ahead with the DFF configuration and job task. So let me go for setup and maintenance. And go for any implementation project, manage implementation project here. Search for an implementation project. Go to the task here, manage descriptive flex field, or we have already task list here, define flex fields. Let's go for descriptive flex field, manage descriptive flex fields. And we are looking for job, right? Let's search for the descriptive flex field called job and go for this, because this is job family and this is job requisition and this is related for job offer. This is what actually we need, job attributes. Okay, so go to job attributes over here, and once we go to job attributes, edit. Once we go to job attributes here, I would like to have two global segments. We know that there are two types of segments in our descriptive flex field, global segments and context segments. Global segments will be always displayed on the task. The moment when we open the task, the segments will be populated. When we go for context segment, we'll be able to find the corresponding segments, whatever we have defined. The corresponding segments will be displayed over here. It is. That's what we will find. Let me go for global segments first here. And go for create segment. I would like to go with the name called Informatica country. This is the name I would like to have. This is a global segment. Okay, and data type, country we would like to capture, and choose your value set. There are some built-in value sets. We can use that value sets. Otherwise, we can go for existing value set, also depends on the requirement. I'm going for SBA country. It will have three values: India, US and UK. It will allow IND for India, US for United States, UK for United Kingdom. Okay, so then we can have some display size here. Just 1 minute. Can have display size here, and then go for create another segment. And now we are going for another segment called passport city. this is also, this comes as here under the passport city and passport number. We would like to have a separate context. This is a global data element. This we wanted to go for one segment globally. We have defined already global data element. Now we are going for the context. So let me cancel this. This is not required. And we have done one. Another one we are going for context first. Let me go for create one context here and display name. Context code, passport details, and make sure that it's enabled and click save button. Now we'll be able to find here context sensitive segments here. Click this. I will be able to find over here the segment. I would like to have two segments here. One is passport city, another one is passport number. So these two we would like to have here. So let me go for passport city here. You can have any name in the front end, but internally code is used mainly for our HDL point of view. HDL point of view, the code will be used here. So let me go for character, and I want to use passport city as something 30 characters. I would like to allow. So let's go for 20 and create another segment here. And this time we want to go with passport number. This is also same. Yeah, I'm just maintaining the name as well as the code same, but we can have different name, but always it will refer the code internally. We'll see that. How we will get that values also will come to know it. Okay. So go for character, data type, and value set is here, 30 characters. And now we would like to go for displays. Okay. So this is how we will go for create a descriptive flex field, global segments, and also the context segment. So we defined here global segments, and we have one segment here, and we defined here context, and within the context we have the context name is passport details, and within that we have two segments, right? That's what we have. Let's go for save and close. And after that, let's go for deploy the flex field. We'll go for deployment of flex field over here. It takes a couple of minutes time here. And now we will go for download. We will check this from the front end, whether the DFF has been implemented or not. Let's go to the task manage job and go for this manage job. When we open this particular task, we'll be able to find open the task here. We'll be able to see that the DFF is properly implemented or not. Let me go for just enter some text here for testing purpose. Now we can see first global segment Informatica country and having some list values IND, US and UK. It's a value set. And then context value, we are going to have passport details, right? Yeah. And we choose passport details, we'll be able to find passport city and passport number, right? So this is odd actually. So in our previous session, we have seen how we can go for upload the data for the remaining fields. Now we are going to see that in this, right? Let me cancel it and we will go with first we need to download the template. We need to download the template. Once we download the template, if we want to download the template .dat file, from where we'll do? From data exchange. Let's go to data exchange over here. Here we are going to perform the activity here. Let's go for view business objects and search for the job here. Search for the job here. And this job object we have modified, right? It means we configured some descriptive flex field. So instead of refreshing all the objects, what we can do is we can go for just refresh the object. So that what happened, it will regenerate the definition of the selected object. It will regenerate the definition of the selected object. Okay, so just go for refresh the object. Now we can see internally it's going to submit a program called refresh HCM data loader object, and it will refresh all the selected objects and generate metadata file as soon as possible. That's a schedule. The business object name is this. Now we need to verify the process is completed or not. Let's go for scheduled and process. Refresh HCM data loader objects, but we selected only one object, right? Refreshment. We'll find here. Let's go for refresh this. Take a couple of minutes time, not more than that. So let me refresh this, and now the program is completed successfully. Let's go back to our data exchange. Once we are in data exchange, we'll be able to download the business object data file. Go for view business object here and search for the business object, whatever we did. Now here is our business object. Let's go for it. Here we can download the template file, .dat template. And here we can find overview of the object that we have already discussed in our previous session. In previous session, we talked about this, how we can upload the job details, and also we uploaded, right? So if you look at in our RTL or website option, when we go for RTL online training, it comes for Oracle Fusion Cloud HCM Technical Specialist. This is what BI reporting we did, and this is what we are talking about HCM data loaders. We did a couple of objects here already, job, family, job. Now we are talking about here job with our descriptive flex field. And of course, we'll be looking out extensible flex field, then positions, then workers. And after that, we'll go ahead with the extractions and all one by one it is. Okay. So let's go back to our application here, and we have already downloaded, right? Yes, let me download the template file here. We got this. In the job, we have a lot of other options also. Here we have, let me go for our descriptive flex field. We are able to find our descriptive flex field over here. We are also getting some other flex fields, so data, inventory, sub inventory, because a lot of other things are there, right? Now we can search here. Country. We don't have country here. Let me go back. This is what our passport city, and passport details. This is what our context passport number. And also we give an Informatica, right? Let me search this Informatica country. Just we have given the name Informatica. It's global data elements. So it's searching from here because the cursor was here. That's why it was searching down. That's a problem. Okay. So we got this segment also, Informatica country. So what we have to do is take this particular template and let's use this Notepad++, which is more flexible for our, and let's remove this. Right now we are not working that flex person jobs existence. This task we are not working. So let's remove this. Yeah. And this is what actually we are looking for, Informatica country. That's a global data segment. And after that, we are going to have data source job code. This is not required for us, as all are related for our source code details. Those all are not required for us. Let's remove it. Somebody has added, because there are multiple contexts, right? So we defined one context called passport details. In that two segments, we defined passport number and passport city, right? The remaining, somebody might have defined their own context. Those are not required. That's what we are not using. This is fine. So from here, available quantity on hand, this is all not required for us. Job category also, we are not going for it. Let me go back to our, it will take a couple of minutes when we are working in the real time. Definitely it takes 15-20 minutes time to identify the column here. Yes. Job ID system will automatically send it. That we don't need to pass. We have to pass the job code. Job family, in case you want to pass, you can pass job family name or ID. Generally, names will be passed, not IDs. Active status. This already we have seen in our previous session. It's a full-time or part-time. That job function code, if required, we can pass. I'm not going to pass the job function code manager level. This all we have general fields. We did in a previous session. The same way you can practice here. Right now, what I'm looking out here is reference data set is required, set code, and effective start date is required. End date is not required. That's just name, approval authority. Set code is required, reference data set. Because the job is one of the set ID concept, right? Set ID object. And here is the job family name. In case if we want to pass the job family name or job code, any of this fine, but I'm passing the family name because we did in our previous session, right? How we can go for source system owner and source system ID is mandatory for every object when we are loading it. We already created one. This is how we need to gather what data we are going to load and about the descriptive flex fields. Okay, so let's go for write the command, merge command, and the business object name, job, and then we are going to have the options over here. Here we need to mention the context, whatever the context you have. So we can see that context name also right here, passport city and passport number, two context segments. And for the global data element that we have to specify, Informatica country, right? So first we have mentioned here flex person's job descriptive flex field. Within that we are going to mention our context name. New context is there. First Informatica country, that's a global data segment, and for that I'm passing US, and passport city. So you can pass any city because we given 30 characters, right? I'm passing IND. And then passport number, we can pass any number because that also we given 30 characters. After that passport number, then job code and active status, full-time or part-time. So job code I'm giving Informatica Manager. That's a job code I'm giving. And after that full-time, I'm going to specify that here, full-time. And after that, what is the next field? Full-time, effective start date. So I'm going to specify 2001/11/11 type symbol. And then after that, what we have? Effective start date and the job name, set code, and job family name. In previous session, we did job family name, right? Let's use this and we'll go for job name first. Here, job name will mention that Informatica name type symbol, and then reference data set. Reference data set. So we can use any reference data set, whatever. So let's go for use common reference data set and job family code name, whatever we have, job family code. Okay, after job code, active status we forgot. We have not entered active status. Directly we have entered full or part-time. Then let me enter that first. Here. I'm going to say that active status here. Active status. And after that, we are going for next effective start date name, set code, reference data set code we have given, job family name also we given, source system owner and source system ID. That we can go for enter as per our source system name. Like we have already defined this source system in our previous session we discussed, right? In the lookups HRC source system owner lookup, we are going to specify the source system ID. We can give any unique value here. So this is one record I have prepared. Let me go for another record here. This time I'm going for India, IND, and the country here I'm going to specify United States, and the passport number I'm going to specify this number, and I'm giving the job name as Informatica clerk, and again active status, but is part-time. So let's specify the job is part-time and it's valid from same date. Let's go with the job name. I'm going to specify as a clerk, and this reference data set, if we want to change, we can change. In our previous session, we have created one new reference data set, right? That we can create. Otherwise, we can use built it, not a problem. I'm using same job family name, and source system owner will be the same always, and change the system ID. This is how we are going to prepare. Already we have discussed in our previous sessions about the keys, right? Like what are the source system owner and what are the source system ID columns, and what is surrogate ID, what is Fission GU ID, and what is user key, source keys. We have already talked about in our previous introduction session, right? Let's go back to our application. Let's come back to our application here. Now we need to save it. Save this file. So there is already one business object. Let me go ahead with this job descriptive flex. Job with DFF. Job.dat. The file name must be same name, whatever we are using in our object, capital J. Job.dat. And make sure that it is zipped. The file must be zipped over here. After this, we are going to upload this zip file and execute the process. Let's go back to data exchange here. Go to data exchange here. Go for import and load data here. Go for import file. So we need to select the file name. Choose the file name. Choose the zip file here. Submit. And we have already discussed about all these parameters, right? File action, what is import, and load in our previous sessions. Directly we can go for import. Go for refresh. Now the system has taken content ID, UCM content ID. We have already discussed what is UCM server and web center content server and how the source files will be stored, right? And go for refresh here. Now two things are happening here. One is the import and loading. Import means the system is going to import the data into the staging tables. After that, it's going to load the data from stage tables to base tables. Loading means it's going to verify the data and then finally it's going for load into the base tables. And here we can find our import analysis, how many records we are trying to load, how many records percentage of import success, and how many lines are filled. Here we can find loading analysis. While loading, how many records are there, loading percentage, this all we can see. In case if we get any errors, we'll see the error messages over here it is. And this is UCM content ID for reference purpose in our web center content server we'll be using. Okay. So let me go for refresh this object. Now what system is telling us, importing is 100% success. We don't have any problem while importing the data. That's 100%. But while loading the data, we got error. While loading the data, we got error. And all the records are rejected. All the records are rejected here, 2 records. And we will find the error information here, what exactly the problem. So the moment when I go for here, it's showing me the error message here in your load object here, right? Sony HDL. This is the source system owner and this is source system ID. 2 records has given the error and the user key. The part-time value and full-time value is invalid, does not exist in your lookup. So whatever the value we have passed for, is it full-time or part-time, that's a wrong value, right? We have to see that. We have to see what's the problem. Let's go back to our HDL file. And here, part underscore type, that's what actually we have to pass. I think we given it wrong. Is it? Because in the lookup, we don't have the full name. Okay. So save this object here. That should be part underscore time and full underscore time. So let's go for delete this zip file and go for again. I will go back to again our importing process. Let's go for load it again. Go for import the file. Choose this file over here. Submit. And go for submit. and go for a refresh over here. Now we can see that import status is success 100%, and at the same time loading also success 100%. 2 records loaded successfully. Let me go for refresh it again. Now we can see that. So it means when we are loading the data from the application, we must know that lookup codes, whatever the valid lookup values. Let's check this data from the front end. So let's go to workforce structures and go to the job task. And for search these 2 jobs, whatever we have done here, and we need to check mainly this is our job code, right? This is job code. We need to check mainly our descriptive flex fields data is loaded or not. Go to the task here, manage jobs, and here enter your job code and click search button. Now I'm able to find this is common reference data set. We said active and we given this job family name, right? And here is this, and we can find. This is what our descriptive flex field data. Global data segment US we have passed. Then context we have selected passport details and passport city IND and passport number we have updated. Okay, and it's a full time. That's what we did. Same thing. Let's verify the second record here. Informatica clerk. That's another job code we have loaded. We given different values for our job here. Let's check this, and here is our see we passed the country is IND because we given the value set, right? Something called SBI country. In that value set there are only 3 values which are valid: IND, US and UK. That's why given IND. And passport details is the context, and we given the city name as United States, and then we given the passport number is this. This is how we are going to upload the data into the cloud environment HCM by using the HDL with the object as well as the descriptive flex fields. In our next sessions, we are going to discuss how we can upload the extensible flex fields, how we can go for work with the extensible flex fields in our next session. Okay, thank you. I request everyone, please subscribe to our RTL online training YouTube channel. Encourage us to go for providing the new features always through this, and join our self-paced training as well as our online trainings and placements. Contact us through this number. We'll be able to provide the best service out of all our competitors. Okay, and here is our contact details. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.